all the way down. Students, just be careful when you come up to the stage. There is a little wire going here, so be mindful of that. All right, so we're gonna start with Clear Lake Elementary. I can invite Principal Nimi up.
In front?
Yep, yep.
I'm gonna go in front. In front.
Evening, Clear Lake Elementary is very excited this evening to honor fifth grader Juliet Cugliari. Juliet just recently participated in the Oxford's Got Talent competition, and she actually took first prize in the art division. So we're very excited to honor her.
All right, good evening. I'm Chad Wood from Daniel Axford Elementary. Thank you for having us today. Daniel Axford would like to recognize 3 students for taking action. These students are part of our green team at Daniel Axford. They noticed the classroom needed guidance on the correct items to recycle when they were emptying recycle bins. They planned and implemented a lesson for that classroom so students would know how to recycle at our school. These students are Riley Millard, Monroe Lopez Levi, and Isabel Primo. Thank you.
Hello, I'm very excited to introduce you to 2 Lakeville students who are very principled. They have amazing attitudes. They care and stay safe. First, we have Jack Wiseman. Jack is a wonderful example of what it means to be principled. He's always making thoughtful choices and doing the right thing. He consistently works hard, putting forth his best effort in all that he does and approaches challenges with a positive, can-do attitude. Next, we have Jace Maskell. Jace truly spreads so much joy throughout our school. He is very flexible, he's easygoing, and friendly to all. His teacher states that he does his homework every night and makes sure that he's always prepared for class. Thank you, boys, for being amazing.
I am Paul McDevitt, principal of Leonard Elementary, and I'm proud to introduce some members of our green team. Sponsor, Mrs. Benjamin, has brought the green team back to Leonard Elementary after many years of not having a team. And she's always been well known around our school as the green team. Combine that with the green team, we have some exciting news for this year. I'm going to let Mrs. Benjamin tell you a little bit about it.
Thank you for having us here tonight to talk to you about the Green Prize grant. Our green team was awarded from the Detroit Zoo Society. My name is Marcy Benson. I'm kindergarten teacher at Leonard Elementary, and I oversee our team. We submitted our application and were notified of our honor grant, which is the largest one we could receive, in December. Members of the Detroit Zoo came all the way to Leonard to present it. They loved our vision, which I will let these team members tell you about. They are here to represent our 33 green team members. And we are only a school of 260. that are in 2nd through 5th grade. I am so proud of them and all their hard work. Number 1.
My name is Brooklyn Beal, and I'm going to share with you something. Women Market the grand opportunity, which is the best that we could do for our school and the local community that would make the world a cleaner place. Pleasure to all who listen. Hi, my name is Ellie Stewart, and after much discussion, we had a vote and decided we would create a sensory garden, and we would use as best as we could recycled and reused materials to create it. The team was on board, even knowing it would be a lot of work, but we were up for the challenge. We have been planning and designing how it would look like and what we would. Hi,
Hello, everyone. So this past wrestling season was one to remember for 3 outstanding student athletes at OMS. 6th grader Carter Curtis put together an impressive 20-5 record, capturing championships at both the Lakeland Invitational and the Oakland County Tournament. His hard work and talent on the mat earned him the Future Star Award from his coaches, a clear sign of the bright future that lies ahead in his wrestling journey. 8th grader Elijah Wellens wrapped up the season with a strong 18-6 record and also claimed titles at the Lakeland Invitational and the Oakland County Championship. Elijah showed tremendous growth throughout the year and is poised for even more success as he heads into high school wrestling. Fellow 8th grader Owen Curtis did a dominant 20-3 season, winning the Oakland County Championship at the 150-pound weight class. Owen's leadership and commitment did not go unnoticed, as he earned a Team Leadership Award, the Outstanding 8th Grader Award, and a Coach's Award for his dedication to the program. His exceptional work ethic and passion for the sport make him a valuable addition to the high school team next season. In recognition of the remarkable achievement, Carter, Elijah, and Owen will have their names added to the wrestling board in the OMS gym, a well-deserved honor for 3 wrestlers who made their mark this season. A special shout out also goes to the coaches, Coach Katie Barnes, Holt, and Graville, for their unwavering support, guidance, and dedication in helping our student athletes reach these high achievements. Their leadership continues to shape a strong and successful wrestling program at OMS. Thank you guys. Good job.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Bradley Lowe. It's a pleasure of serving as the principal here at OHS. Said that with her opening statements, this is without a doubt one of the best things we do is acknowledging our kids. So before we get started, I do want to acknowledge our coaches who are in attendance this evening as well. They play a huge part in our student athletes' lives. So kudos to them for all that they do. First up this evening is senior Jake Champagne. Jake finishes his Oxford High School basketball career serving as a captain and 4-year varsity player of the basketball team. This past week, he was named as the first team All-State player. He is the first player in Oxford history to be named the first team. In addition, Jake exits the program as the school's all-time leading scorer with 1,591 points, the highest point per game score in Oxford history. He was named the OAA White All-League team and was named as an OAA Scholar Athlete. I believe Coach Ben said it best. As many records as Jake broke, he was a team first kid, and winning was always his first priority. He earned success with his commitment to his game. He has set the standard for future players who want to be great. No greater compliment than that. Jake, congratulations. Well done. You will be next. All right, next up, we have, I believe, 7 wrestlers in attendance tonight. Oxford Wrestling had an outstanding season. They had 8 wrestlers qualify for the state tournament held at Fort Field. Only 16 kids in the entire state make it to the state meet per weight class, so it's quite an accomplishment. This will also be the 5th consecutive year for the Oxford Wrestling team that they earned an all-academic, all-state honors. So again, student athletes, well done. First up, Harmony Gonzalez. Harmony is a freshman. She was a district and regional champion. She finished the season as a state qualifier at 115 pounds with a record of 15-2 in the girls division. Harmony, congratulations. You have a very bright future. C.T. Frank, freshman. She had an outstanding season as well. She finished the season with a record of 22-10 and is a state qualifier at 110 pounds. CT also has a GPA of 4.07 and is an outstanding student athlete. Congratulations. He is not in attendance tonight, but he has earned his due. Freshman Landon Johnson is a freshman, but a record of 40-13 at 126 pounds. His dedication and hard work were what made him a state qualifier his freshman year. Landon also has a 4.0 GPA and has a bright future. So Landon, you're somewhere. Congratulations. Junior Connor Stokes is also a captain. He had a record of 32-12 at 144 pounds. Connor had a tremendous offseason, which earned him a place at the state meet this season. Connor was also recognized as academic all-state this year. Congratulations, Connor. Senior Captain Chase Beal. Chase has been an outstanding student athlete all 4 years on the wrestling team. He finished the season with a record of 38-18 at 138 pounds and finished with 127 victories in his career. Chase has a GPA of 4.09, academic All-State. He's going to be with them in the fall. Next up, Gavin Lewis, Junior Captain. Gavin was a district and regional champion and placed third at this year's state meet at 113 pounds, earning him, also being recognized as academic All-State. Gavin had a record of 49-3 this season. This is the third time Gavin Lewis has been All-State for wrestling. Congratulations, Gavin. Luke Johnson is a senior captain. Luke was a regional champion and placed second at this year's state meet at 175 pounds. Luke had a record of 45-5 this season and finished with a total of 166 wins in his outstanding career. Luke was also academic All-State and will be playing football at Lane State in the fall. Congratulations, Luke. Last but certainly not least, Cheyenne Frank is a junior captain. Cheyenne was a district and regional champion at 120 pounds. She's also the school's first female state champion. She went unbeaten this season and was 30-0 by winning the state championship. She had secured her 100th win of her career. She's also currently ranked 9th in the country. She's a GPA of 4.1 and is academic All-State. Congratulations, all of you. Okay, boys swim and dive team, we have one of our student athletes in attendance this evening. However, I still think it's important to recognize those individuals who are not here. So first, before we get to Ian, we had a team of Torrin Dable, Ian Frank, Liam Lindbergh, and Stephen Matus, who qualified for the state meet in both the 200 free relay and 400 free relay, finishing 22nd and 23rd respectively in the state. This was a super competitive field, and qualifying for the state meet in both of these relays is no easy feat. So kudos to this team for their hard work throughout the season. Senior Ian Frank took 16th in the 50 freestyle and 14th in the 100 backstroke. Ian was also a league champion and all-league swimmer this year. In addition, Ian was also named academic All-State. So again, another student athlete in the level class. Congratulations. All right, I'm getting close, I promise. Alana Waltz. Alana's on the girls bowling team. Alana was last year's JV state champion and followed that up with a solid season this year. She was also named to the all-conference team. At regionals, she had her best day of the season, averaging over 193 for 6 games to qualify for the state finals. She did a fine job in the finals, averaging 172, and she finished 30th. She played a big role in the team's success all year. Our girls team also won the league championship and the Oakland County championship. Team is poised to have a great season next year as all team members return next season. Alana will be a big part of that. Congratulations, Alana. All right, our boys state qualifying bowling team. The boys team had a solid season, going 12-3 in match play, and did a great job in tournaments all season. They saved their best at regionals, where they finished second to Powerhouse Davidson and qualified for the state finals. In the finals, they bowled well against 16 of the state's best teams and finished 10th. This year's team finished the season with one of the highest team averages in program history. The team is on solid ground for next season as 4 of the 6 bowlers return. The state team consists of Jacob Kimmel, Nate Alexander, Dominic Kempen, Eli Wright, Matthew Von Noring, and Dominic Hamlin. Congratulations. Oh, there's more.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan Dennis. I am the elementary assistant principal at Academy. Tonight, I'm here to honor 2 elementary kiddos. Gabriella Diaz, unfortunately, could not make it tonight. There is a flu running through her household, so they decided to spare us of that. But we did want to make sure we took time to honor her. She's being recognized for personal growth and perseverance. Our teachers have nominated her for just being a positive impact on the classroom climate, and just being an all-around hardworking individual who is a great role model for her peers, her colleagues, and just a pleasure to work with. We do, however, have Marcelo McHugh, and if you do not know Marcelo, he's a pretty big deal, and you're about to know about him. As part of his entrepreneurship elective at our partnering location, Way of Wisdom, Marcelo McHugh, along with 2 of his classmates, were selected out of thousands of submissions by the Young Innovators Program to present his innovation to investors at the Sloan Museum of Discovery in Flint on March 24th, alongside other local students. Marcelo has identified a problem that children are having with learning how to tie their shoes, and he created an invention that color codes shoelaces that help students learn step by step how to tie their shoes. Now, the investors in the Young Innovator Program participants took such interest that Marcelo was selected. Out of all the individuals there, 10 were chosen to move on. Marcelo is one of them. So while at the Young Innovators event at Sloan Museum, Marcelo is one of 10 students chosen to move on and present his innovation at the Michigan Invention Convention at the Henry Ford Museum. His invention, tie types, will be pitched to businesses and investors at Henry Ford. This is quite an accomplishment for a second grader, and we look forward to witnessing his future ingenuity and cheering him on at Henry Ford. Congratulations, Marcelo.
Good evening, I'm Marie Murphy. I'm the secondary assistant principal at Oxford Virtual Academy. Tonight is with great pride that we recognize Katie Brown for her outstanding achievement as a piano player. Since the age of 5, Katie has shown remarkable dedication and talent, where she has played in the National Federation of Music Clubs Festival, where she has earned 2 trophies. If you don't know about the festival, it is a large nonprofit organization in the United States that promotes and supports American music, performers, and music education. To further her talent, Katie plays piano for her local youth group at Break Point Church and has experienced her first real gig as a guest artist at the American House in Rochester. All of these experiences highlight her ability to share her musical gifts with the community. Beyond her musical talents, Katie exemplifies the qualities of an exceptional student and friend at our OVA Learning Centers. She is kind-hearted, always wears a smile, and consistently goes the extra mile in all she does. Katie, your achievements and your character inspire us, and we are so proud to celebrate you today. Next, we are thrilled to recognize Alex Schaefer for his exceptional achievements both on and off the ice. As an outstanding hockey player for the Little Caesars AAA team, Alex has demonstrated remarkable talent and dedication. This prestigious league is known for developing some of the best young athletes in the nation. Notably, Alex's team is one of only 2 American teams who were invited to compete in the Ontario Hockey League Showcase Cup after winning in the state championship, which is a testament to Alex's skill and perseverance to play on this prestigious team. Beyond his athletic talent, Alex is also an exemplary student at OVA. His positive attitude radiates throughout our learning centers, where he consistently supports and encourages his peers. One memorable instance I have of Alex was we had this Valentine's Day celebration we were hosting, and Alex took the time to play Uno with one of our 4th graders during this time. So he was showcasing his kindness and willingness to uplift others. Alex embodies the spirit of sportsmanship, leadership, and compassion. We are incredibly proud to have him as a member of our community and look forward to seeing all the great things he will accomplish in the future. Unfortunately, Evelyn Sanborn could not be here tonight. Again, her family is also experiencing some illnesses. But I would like to recognize her. She's one of our Harvard students out in Dearborn. Evelyn she's being recognized as being an artist. This year, she won the yearbook cover contest at her hybrid site. So it's a testament to her incredible talent and creativity. This isn't the only award that she's won. In 5th grade, she received an award for the most creative Read More Books poster. She won a contest in her science class for creating a sculpture of a hand. So that was pretty cool. Her love for art is deeply rooted in her family, especially with the encouragement of her mom. Her mom has inspired her to always think outside the box and continuously strive to enhance her artistic creativity. So thank you to Evelyn as well.
Good evening. My name is Alita Van Luzen, and I am the proud principal of Oxford High School. And I have 2 young ladies here tonight that I'd like to introduce you to. First is Andrea Orza. Andrea is an 11th grader with us, and she is doing wonderful. I'd like to acknowledge not only her leadership, but her role model for all the students at British High School, and just the kindness that she exudes. Her teachers say such things about her, like she has grown into a much more confident and successful student and person. She is focused more on what's happening in the classroom, and her schoolwork reflects understanding and growth. Drea has shown steady improvement over the semester, and she ensures all assignments are completed to keep her grades consistent. She is very helpful, always willing to help with things like the therapy dog by taking him outside for a walk. We have a wonderful Anyway, she is self-motivated to complete her task, often moving ahead of her scheduled dates online. So Andrea, thank you. Next is Jayan Puckett. Jayan is also an 11th grader. She attends OTEC in the culinary program, which she is doing great in. Also, Jayan is a leader within the school. She's kind. She says hi to me every morning, as well as the teaching staff when she comes in, whether or not she has to say good morning. Her teachers have said things like, Jayan is an excellent student. She puts forth significant effort, asks questions, and strives to improve with each assignment. She's a wonderful young woman who has always loved to complete assignments and tasks with integrity and to the best of her ability. It's been a sad fact that I did not have her in any classes this year, but she still made sure to say hello and be kind every morning. Jayan is a demanding learner. She moves at her own pace and then needs validation to ensure she's doing things correctly. She asks for feedback, and she is relentlessly correct and precise in her work.
Thank you, Jayana.
Good evening. Hello, I'm Don Masco, principal of Crossroads Day School. Congratulations to all the students receiving recognition this evening. I'd like to introduce the students receiving awards from Crossroads, and we would like to thank the Board of Education for this honor. These students worked diligently and were selected by the Crossroads staff as our Students of the Month. These students have gone above and beyond and are very deserving of the award. Our recipients for the last few months are Cole Mukherjee, Anthony LaFord, Jason Gazenhaber, Priscilla Cadell, and Molly Todd. I'm sorry to say these deserving students all had conflicts and are unable to be here this evening and are very disappointed they could not join us tonight. Once again, congratulations to all the students receiving recognition tonight. You are a very positive influence on to others. Keep up the good work, and a special thank you to the Board of Education for this honor. Have a great evening, everyone.
Okay, students and your families, you are welcome to stay for the remainder of the board meeting if you'd like. Also, there are cookies and water in the hallway. That's what I figured. Thank you so much for coming. You are welcome to leave at this time. Have a good evening.
Grab a shirt for a student in the back. Yeah. You got it? I was gesturing, Luke didn't quite get what I was saying. Oh, don't be sorry. Take your time if you need a minute. Fantastic.
All right, so good evening. Thanks for your patience, everyone. I really appreciate it. Again, Brad Bigelow, I'm the principal here at Oxford High School. It's been an absolute pleasure these past 5 months serving in this capacity. I mean, really from the get-go, we've had wonderful staff, so supportive. More than anything else, we have just wonderful students. So it's been a great 5 months. Before we officially get started, I wanted to just recognize a few individuals who are in the audience this evening. Assistant Principals Christy Gibson Marshall, Kevin Nelms, and Kurt News. Our Dean of Students, Mitch Brooks. We have our Director of OSEC, Mark Suckley, and our Director of CFP, Lisa Butts, cannot be here tonight, but I wanted to give them a special shout out. They have been instrumental in just helping me transition into this role. Their support, their wisdom, I couldn't do it without them. It's a pleasure to serve with them each and every day. So, and it's Assistant Principals Week as well. So I'm extremely grateful to them. Thank you. I have the pleasure this evening of being joined by a group of 5 individuals who are members of our student ambassadors. There are student ambassadors to the high school that work closely with Dr. Millian. We are joined this evening by 4 seniors and 1 freshman. I'm going to introduce them. So I have Senior Brenna Tonkovich, Senior Luke Lovely, Senior Bailey Stevens, Senior Emma Chamberlain, and then I have freshman Brooklyn Stokes. And I have a freshman Troy Myers here this evening as well, just coming from lacrosse. Thank you so much for being here. So this evening, as we go throughout the presentation, they're going to interject, they're going to share some student perspective throughout the slides. I'm going to turn things over to Emma just for a brief moment. She's going to introduce some of the work that they've been doing within their ambassador.
So I'm going to share what being a student ambassador is. Being a student ambassador at Oxford High School has been a privilege to give my student voice into what our school needs to do in the future. This year's the first year we're working with Dr. Milligan, who is an amazing individual, and she wants to include all members of our group, more than just us 6. And she wants to listen and hear all ideas that are shared. I've been in a similar group last year started by Principal Beasley, who wanted student input, but stopped really wanted except for them to create a whole group and get fancy t-shirts. So our goal soon here is to start this group in younger grades and classes to give their voice so we know what their school needs.
Okay, there are a couple of themes in this evening's presentation that I would like to highlight in advance, both of which have also been stressed throughout the district strategic planning process the past several months. The first, and the term is also highlighted on the screen here for you, is pathways. We have 1,600 students here at the high school. We know our students have a diverse set of interests and career aspirations, so we want to offer multiple pathways that reflect that. So we have courses, programs, real-world and career-ready options for our students. So pathways is a word you're going to hear, especially at the beginning of our presentation this evening. Second, we strive to foster an environment that promotes the growth of future-ready learners. So through our multiple pathways for students, we want them to be inspired and empowered learners. The goal is to provide relevant, personalized, and rigorous instruction that will help them develop lifelong skills. Collaboration skills, critical thinking skills, as well as communication skills. So again, those themes just to keep an eye out for, pathways and future-ready learners. Okay, let's do a little dive into some of our pathways. Advanced placement, which is also referred to as AP. These are college level courses. These are courses that are for 9th through 12th grade students. We offer 15 AP seated courses here at the high school We currently have 426 students enrolled in at least one AP course. Students who are currently in an AP course will be prepping for exams. Those will take place here within the next month or so. But looking at some data from last year, last May, 61.4% of AP test takers scored a 3 or higher on their AP exam. Now, why is that important? We want our students to score 3 or higher because that earns them college credit. So earning college credit at the high school level, and especially for moms and dads, for free, right? So it's super important. AP exams, the highest you can score is a 5. So again, we're aiming for at least a 3. Next pathway, the International Baccalaureate DP program. We just finished our reauthorization visit. I'd like to give a special shout out to Julie Carmen, who's our DP coordinator, as well as DP teaching staff. They did a tremendous job. They're very passionate about their work. We had a wonderful evaluation visit, so a special shout out to them this evening. We offer 19 IB diploma program courses here at OHS. Similar to AP, students who are diploma program students who are seeking that diploma program certification, they will be prepping for those exams as well over the course of the next month. Last year, the class of 2024, 89% of our students were successful in earning their IB diploma. I would like to highlight that the global average is 80.5%. That includes both international and private schools throughout the world. What's super impressive, if we were to add public schools into that, the average drops down to the low to mid 60s. And our students were at 89% last year. I would also like to just highlight the impact on first-year college retention. So DP students, the first year of college, had a 98% retention rate versus the national average of 74%. In addition to that, if you look at the 4-year graduation window, the DP students had a 74% success rate versus 38% nationally. So again, our DP students do extremely well. They do very well with the universities that they apply for. We have students going to Princeton, MIT, Michigan, Duke. They do extremely well. Next, and Mr. Stockley is in attendance tonight. We'll see how I do. But our OHS Oxford Schools of Early Learning College, we refer to it as OSEC. Those students who basically take on that 5th year. They still walk with their graduating class, but they have like that 5th year of school. We currently have 268 students in the early college program at OHS. And these statistics are just amazing to me. That covers over 552 college courses, over 1,500 course credits, and our students have an average GPA of a 3.56, which is just outstanding. By the time our students finish that 5th year, they are leaving Oxford High School with 60+ credits towards their degree, which I think is just an amazing opportunity for our kids. There's no place I'd rather be. This is just awesome. Those 5th year students are in the process of wrapping up their capstone projects that will take place the week of graduation on May the 14th, so we're looking forward to that. Okay, at this time, I'd like to bring up.
Hello, my name is Brenna. I'm currently in the AP classes. So my AP courses that I've been taking are AP Composition and AP Biology. These classes have prepared me in so many different ways for my future endeavors, like my school and even my career. AP Composition, which is taught by Mr. Brennan, has not only allowed me to build confidence in my writing school skills, but also to just increase like the level of excellence. My AP Biology class has prepared me for college biology classes and provided me a really strong background in the topics, providing an easier transition into my college course. So I really value those AP classes and have made it my goal throughout high school to take at least one a year. AP.
Hi, I'm Rocco Stokes, and I'm a freshman. And OSEC has taught me many things and is such a good program. It helps me with my test-taking skills, note-taking, and my time management skills, which helps me with every one of my classes. And it's just an amazing program.
I'm Bailey Stevens. I'm a senior. OSEC has the best mentors, and I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Suckley that has always supported me and helping me with my future.
That is exactly what OSEC is. OSEC helps you to learn what college really is. Like, OSEC has helped me discover what I actually want to do in college and has helped me to learn and manage time as I would do in an actual college setting.
Thank you. Okay, shifting gears. CTE, Career and Technical Education. So this is overseen by Mrs. Budd. She's our director of our CTE program. With her and also Leslie Pletmeyer, who's our career navigator, they've done a tremendous amount of work. They're extremely passionate about career-focused education. So you can see in this slide, I'm not going to go through everything, but I do want to highlight just a few things. First semester enrollment, 77% of our students, I believe it was 1,150 of our students, were in a CTE course. Okay, so it's extremely high. Over 250 certifications and credentials were obtained. So again, that's just remarkable for this program. It just speaks to the amount of growth that has been over the course of the past several years. The next item I'd like to highlight, I want to talk about Zello for just a minute. So Zello is the program that we use for students. They really go in and it's where they discover what their interests are. We'll give them direction, guidance on their career path. So it really points them in the direction so when they sit down with their counselor, they can pull up, we call it their EDP, which is their educational development plan, and they can have some conversations when they're selecting courses. And again, it goes back to having pathways for students and future-ready learners is very helpful. So 96% completion rate. The county says it at 90%, so we're exceeding that as well. So kudos to them. They're always on top of it and making sure that our students are completing their EDPs. The last thing I want to highlight on this screen is the very last bullet. For the first time in several years, we have what we call an elective field trip. We really wanted to give our students exposure to the building and help them gain a better understanding of some of the elective offerings that we have here at the high school. So we had all of our 8th graders visit the last week in January, and they were able to actually move from teacher to teacher, get exposure to the class, meet the teacher. That itself was very valuable. There's 13 different experiences that they had that afternoon. They had lunch with us. So we're looking forward to doing that again in the future. But again, before the counselor sat down with them and handed them a sheet and asked them to select courses, they now have some prior knowledge, some background that will help them make more informative decisions when they sat down with mom and dad. And then we surveyed our students at the conclusion of that. 100% of our OMS staff that came, 91% of our OMS 8th graders reported having a better understanding of the offerings here. So it was just a tremendous experience, something I'm so glad that we did. And now I'm going to turn things over to you and Brenna again.
Hello. As a student taking one of these classes, they really connect to real life things you have to do in everyday parts of living, like financial management is one of the classes I take, and it's really helped me prepare for real life.
So I'm in quite a few of the career tech education classes. My work-based learning class has given me so many opportunities to work with patients one-on-one. And this opportunity has really given me the time to practice patient care and patient communication and get really comfortable with it because it's something that I'm going to be seeing for the rest of my life. And all of these have been taught to me through incredible educators who have really like just helped me as much as they possibly can. And who really care about each individual student, and it really does show. My EMT class, which is taught by Mr. Kilgore, has taught me self-confidence, not only in educational aspects, but in my own personal life as well. He's really like built me up and made me feel very confident in my skills and interactions with others, including patients.
Okay, so a commonly asked question is, are we missing anyone? And so one of the things that we always do, we look at our EDPs, we look at some of the interests that our students have, what are some of those careers, and so how can we help them? And so one of those areas that we've identified is the architecture and construction cluster. And you can see the breakdown here with 9th through 12th grade. We've identified 272 students who are interested in this pathway. And then you can see listed below some of the programs that fit into that cluster. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to just race into making any drastic decisions. These are just things for us to consider at this point. These are just, this is information for us as we start talking vision, we start making plans. These are things that we will sit down and look at together. So I at least wanted to make you aware of that. We are aware, and there will be conversations occurring in the future. We have a very robust arts program. We have some super talented students. I have a great appreciation for what they do each and every day. I cannot do it personally, so I'm super proud of them, what they do on the stage, the passion that they have for their craft, the amount of time, effort, and energy that they put into being the absolute best that they can be. Anytime you go to a concert, a performance, a play, it's on full display. We have wonderful staff members who oversee it, and I think they're passionate about what they do, and that sets the example, it sets the tone for the course for our kids, and then things just really take off. So we have competitions, as you all know, competitions throughout the year: marching band, dance band, orchestra, choir, jazz band. Jazz band has performances out in the community. I don't know if you noticed coming into the PAC lobby this evening, but last week we had our annual spring art show. Mrs. Tosi and Mrs. Amansky did an outstanding job putting that together. But our students' growth throughout our program, it just shined. Our band went to New York City in November. We have a Chicago trip coming up with choir and dance. Our theater puts on a few performances throughout the school year. Again, they just do an outstanding job. We do have a student ambassador who participates in the arts program. She cannot be here tonight, but she wrote a statement that I would like to read. This comes from 10th grader Katie Allen. My experience with the art programs offered at OHS has been nothing short of insightful and wonderful. I took drawing class my freshman year, and even though I am no Picasso, the class was a joy to be a part of and got me involved in an area that I didn't know I was missing. I've been a part of marching band, wind ensemble, and the musical. My time has only been amazing. There is such a community when there is a shared passion, and the goal is to perform well. Overall, the arts at OHS are more than just another class. We have had a banner year in athletics. We've had 560 students, and this is through March, just before spring season, who have participated in a state-sponsored high school sport so far this year. 357 have received varsity awards, 139 multi-sport athletes. You saw this earlier when we were recognizing our students across the stage, with the importance of being a scholar athlete. That's why we refer to them as student athletes. You have to take care of business in the classroom if you want to be successful and have opportunities on the playing field. So that's something our coaches, and under the direction of Mr. DeMar, That's emphasized. They do a great job having that conversation with their athletes. We had 16 senior student athletes who signed national letters of intent this year, 4 league championships, a county championship. Our boys soccer team went further than they ever had before, and 2 individual state champions with Tristan and Cheyenne this year. Just been an outstanding year. I'm looking forward to spring. Emma?
Hi, again. I'm Emma, I'm also a senior. So I'm part of the varsity swim team here at Oxford High School. I've been swimming since I was competitive since I was 6. So being part of the team has benefited me because I'm able to accomplish goals and maintain mental and physical strength. Teammates and coaches have your back and they support you in all that you do. It builds work ethic and motivation, which is important in all parts of your life, as well as staying active, athletic, and powerful. I've committed to college for my sport of varsity swimming, and I plan on continuing to break my personal bests throughout college.
Hi, I'm Troy. Being an athlete helps me be a better student. Sports have taught me discipline and time management, how to push through challenges in personal life and just through school. And it has taught me how to be balanced with sports and being a student. And I just acquired skills from sports, and I just use them to be a better student.
Thanks so much, Troy. Okay, as we talk about clubs, I thought to myself, what pictures could I put on the club slide? And then it just got to be overwhelming. So I thought, you know what, let's just put up the club schedule, and you can kind of get an idea of what we have going on here throughout the course of the week. You see the upper left-hand corner there, we have over 350 students who participate in the club, a wide variety of options, Monday through Friday. And again, the main takeaway for me here is we want you to be connected in this building. These clubs have sponsors, so there's an adult that ends up being the go-to for a lot of our kids. It's a great way to connect with other students across grade levels. I think too, just explore your passions, your interests, things again that you might have interest in doing after you leave high school. Clubs is a great pathway for that, I guess. So I'm going to turn things over back to Britta again, who's going to talk about her club experience.
So for me, I have been involved in HOSA. This is a medical club. You get to do hands-on skills and compete at national and state conferences. You also get to do different tests, which is nice because it helps you build your study skills. So for me, I'm actually the public relations officer at HOSA. One of the things that I love about HOSA is it gives you the opportunity to grow and take leadership in the club. Michelle she was my work-based learning teacher as well, and she's also the teacher who works with us at the club, and she always makes sure that we have as many resources that we need, whether or not it's textbooks or buzzers or Hostable, which is kind of like Family Feud, which is pretty fun. So there's a lot of different opportunities to have fun, meet new people, and really just build connections. If it weren't for clubs, I don't think I would have nearly as many social skills as I do, and I would not have all the confidence.
Thank you, Britta. Okay, the next few slides, we're going to look at some data. This first slide that you're looking at, as you're probably aware, this is the first year in quite some time that we have put back into place an attendance exam, I guess, incentive policy. We did it several years ago. We felt like we looked at our attendance data for the district, for some of our buildings, and it was time to look at this again. And so this year, students who were absent 9 or less times in a class for the semester they were not required to take their end of semester exam. So we wanted to look at the data. I know Dr. Milligan showed this to you at DA last month, but I wanted to also speak to it just for a moment. I really want to highlight the top item. That's really what we're looking at. We really want to see a positive there because this is the number of students who are attending more than 90% of the time. So from the end of the year last year through March of this year, we have seen a 16% increase in students attending school 90% or more of the time. We want to see those bottom three graphs there. We want to see those numbers dip down because the idea then is it funnels up to the top. So I will say this, and I know it's small, you can't see it. So it actually, there's a number on the blue section there, 910 students attending 90%. That equates to 55% of our student population. We are happy with the growth, but by no means are we satisfied. I believe that we can do more. So just some short-term goals, thinking about next year, continuing to increase that percentage in 5% increments, decreasing the percentage of students attending less than 50% of the time. We really want to consider the role of student tardiness in our policy. And so next year, the plan is to continue with 9 days, but then to incorporate tardies into that. So 3 tardies, if you're late, that equates to 1 absence. So we plan on rolling that out with our students and with our families later this spring. We didn't want to adjust the 9 days yet. Felt it was best. Let's give it another year. Let's look at our data. Let's see what it's telling us, and then we can adjust accordingly at that time. Okay, I believe you have seen this at every building that you have been at up to this point. So this is looking at our climate survey data from 2022-23 to 23-24. We don't have the data yet for this year. So this is looking at our highest ranking indicators over that time. So within the report, they provide you with 5 of your highest indicators so that we look at commonalities amongst those two years. So here are 3 of the highest indicators across both of those surveys. So first, there's a teacher, counselor, or other staff member whom a student can go to for help. We poured a lot of time into that, trusted adult survey data, developing relationships with kids, the work we've been doing with restorative circles, advisory. So you can see the percentages there are high, which is great. We want to see that. That's a agree, strongly agree. OHS offers a variety of activities and courses. You can see amongst all of our stakeholder groups there, we're well into the 90s. The last one I want to highlight for a moment. All students are aware of safety and security procedures. We saw a slight increase from 22-23 to 23-24. We're at 79%. That's not good enough. We need to do better. I'm glad to see that it's increased, but from my perspective and sitting in this seat, we have to see that number go up. So we need to sit down as a team. We'll continue to do that. We'll pour into what we can do to help our students continue to feel more comfortable and more aware of those expectations within the building. All right, the next slide. All right, switching gears, these are our lowest ranking indicators over time. So we look at this is percentage that disagree strongly. Disagree. So the first survey item, and I believe this has been a theme throughout the buildings as well, discipline is enforced fairly. We as a team have had this discussion together. Why does our data look this way? It's difficult whenever you're sitting down and having a hard conversation with somebody, a student, a parent. A lot of times there's emotion that's involved in that, and we would expect that. I think on our end, what's super important is that we continue to be crystal clear in our communication with our families and with our kids. So much of this to me is about relationships with our students, our culture within the building. I look at this very much like a parent. We love our kids. We want what's best for them. We're going to advocate for them. But that also means there's times we have to have hard conversations and there's consequences, and that's tough. But again, it comes back to the relationships that we have with kids and how intentional we are with developing that, which I believe is going to help flip that script a little bit. So we will continue to work on that as a team up here at the high school. Teachers get helpful, timely feedback about student work. I am really interested to see where we end up at the end of this year. We've done a lot of work with Schoology. That is our main hub where our families and our students can go to for feedback. I have a great amount of confidence in our teachers. They're doing an outstanding job day to day in the classroom, giving our kids feedback on how they're progressing with skills and concepts. I think here, students in particular probably have that eye on, I want to know what I got on that assignment. How did I do on that test or that essay? And sometimes that takes time and frustration grows. But I have no doubt our students are getting that feedback on a day-to-day basis. It's just that formal grade, I want to see it as fast as possible. So, and the last one, teachers successfully show students how lessons relate to life outside of school. Again, for me, we've seen a little bit of improvement from one year to the next. This goes back to what I had mentioned at the beginning of this presentation. The focus on pathways, continuing to provide opportunities for our students, and then future-ready learners. And I remember growing up myself, sitting in a class and asking myself the question, when will I ever need to use this in life? And yeah, you're right, I might be sitting in a math class, I might have a hard time figuring out when I need to know that algorithm, or how I'm going to solve that proof. But to me, it's all about the skills that we're teaching our kids in those classes, how to critically think about something, how to collaborate with my peers, how to think. Those are the skills that are transferable. That's where we need to be intentional with our kids and helping them connect those dots. And I just thought this was interesting. This is the last teachers successfully showed students how lessons relate to life. I didn't include in that last slide our other two stakeholder groups, but you can see from staff, parents, and students, the bar graph. I'm a very visual person, so you can kind of see the breakdown. It's just kind of interesting to look at. Okay, our last section this evening, points of pride. So much to be proud of in this building, so many wonderful things going on. You can see on the left-hand corner, our teachers participating in themed Halloween Day and just dressing up and having fun. Our kids, I want to highlight the bottom right-hand picture. Our robotics team, they haven't been mentioned yet this evening. First place at Kettering a few weeks ago. They qualified for nationals this past weekend. They now have a robotics field here in the building, which has helped tremendously. Outstanding program. Those kids work so hard. We're here every night. Bottom left-hand picture. Probably one of my most proud moments as a principal here in this building so far. It's our unified basketball team. Mrs. Starr, Mrs. Scribner have done a tremendous job putting our unified basketball team together this year. They competed in the league. It involved our mentorship leadership kids and students from our categorical programs. And just to see how they all interacted together, to see our student body support these kids, it's what it's all about. It's awesome. So I just wanted to lift that up. Definitely a point of pride for us here at OHS. Lots of other things going on in the building. We've had successful state DECA presentations. We've had BPA, students signing letters of intent. Mr. Rook, our teacher of the year, just been outstanding. So at this time, I'm going to invite our ambassadors up. And they're each going to provide a very brief just summary of either their experience this year or perhaps their career as it winds down. I thank you so much for your attention this evening. Always appreciate the opportunity to present. Thank you.
So my plan of pride is setting goals and striving to make my county and final cuts, which I did make, and it was huge for me and colleges I reached out to.
You know, overall, my high school experience has been filled with caring educators like Mr. Kilgore, Ms. Sanders, and Ms. Gillette, who all taught me kindness and compassion. Each of these teachers has given me the opportunity to feel comfortable and safe in the building. I'd also like to recognize Ms. Gibson Marshall and Ms. Butts, who have made my senior year the best of my high school. These women have helped me in ways that I can't even explain, and they have been outlets for me to go to when I'm feeling down and celebrate the successes with me, which is really just unmatched.
For me being a senior, the best thing that has happened to me was having such amazing teachers that have really cared about their students, both in the classroom and outside the classroom. Thank you to all my teachers for getting me to where I am today.
One of my point of pride is helping others, being kind, and being a leader of the school and helping others and showing them how they can be leaders too.
One of my points of pride are football games where you get to watch the student body and Oxford athletes.
My point of pride is just being able to be super communicative to one of my friends, and I'm able to make friends all over the school. Like as a freshman, I was super nervous to come here, and now I have a bunch of friends I never known.
And I just want to give our student ambassadors a special shout out. It is not easy public speaking and presenting. This is an outstanding group of kids. So I thank them for their time. They're extremely busy and they show up tonight with their families. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and thank you to the ambassadors for coming. That was really excellent presentation, and we appreciate you. Before Mr. Bigelow steps away, did anybody have any questions or comments? Mike?
Great job, Brad. Glad you're here.
I don't, cool, okay. Thanks so much. Moving into item 5 of our agenda tonight, we have scheduled public comment, and there is one. Correct, yes. Andrea Shallett.
Hello, I'm Andrea Shallett. I'm the Vice President of the Oxford Education Association. Jim was supposed to be here tonight. He told me I was allowed to tell an old joke about him, like calling him old, but I thought I would fall flat, so I'm just gonna go sentimental. But he has surgery, so he couldn't be here. I am an Oxford teacher. I'm a parent of an Oxford student at Clear Lake Elementary. I am an Oxford Schools alumni and just all around have a deep love for the Oxford community in general. As the Oxford Education Association Vice President and a social studies teacher at Oxford High School, I want to take a moment to express our sincere appreciation for the school board's recent letter of support that was sent to district staff. It's incredibly uplifting to have the dedication and hard work of our district staff recognized by the school board. I'm truly proud of both our students, as we've seen some of those examples tonight, and staff for all of their positive contributions that they make on a daily basis. It's easy to get caught up in the broader conversations about education, both locally and nationally, which can sometimes overshadow the remarkable achievements happening right here in our schools every single day. And these everyday successes deserve to be celebrated and acknowledged. So again, thank you for your support and for helping to highlight all the great things that we're doing together in this district and in this community. So thank you very much on behalf of the OBA.
Thank you, Andrea. All right, moving into our consent agenda. We had minutes from the March 11th meeting, our bills payable, and HR updates. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
And support. Shane, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with just barely quorum. Better make sure we get all of them. All right, next up, our superintendent's report. Dr. Milligan.
All right, good evening, everyone. First of all, it's such an honor to represent our school district. The students that we saw tonight, I'm very proud of their accomplishments, and my student ambassadors, I know they're out there eating cookies right now, but just such an amazing group of individuals, and how amazing were they just standing up and sharing their thoughts about their school experience. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. We did have a community conversation today before the board meeting. We are offering another opportunity on May 13th at Oxford Elementary from 6 to 7. I recommend tonight for us to vote, or for the board to vote to support moving the location and the time. So I offer that for your consideration, and I encourage our community to join us for just casual conversation, questions, concerns. I have my entire cabinet there that can answer questions, can give some insight into the work that we do to keep Oxford in a great working condition. So I encourage everyone to attend. Oh, I don't think I have my clicker. Do I? Oh, somebody's clicking for me. That's exciting. Oh, thanks, Christy. We're used to having Aaron here. It's unusual not to have Aaron here. So go to the next slide, please. Thank you. We are celebrating our paraprofessionals. The Paraprofessional Appreciation Day was April 2nd. And I had a chance to be in some of our elementary schools who had highlighted a paraprofessional, and just the joy on their faces when their principal recognized them was really fun to see. But I wanted to talk about a few things regarding our paraprofessionals. The gratitude, first and foremost, for the work that they do. They have a significant impact on student lives, and they often go outside of what their job description is, so we very much appreciate that. They're incredibly supportive. They support students through academic guidance, emotional support, and adapting to diverse needs. Such a positive impact on school communities with long-lasting effects, such as fostering confidence, independence, and providing opportunities for students. Oftentimes their contributions go unseen and overlooked. Moments of kindness, extra preparation, and emotional energy that they invest in their work. And finally, we just want to make sure that we're celebrating the importance of their role. They are not just support staff, they are essential educators, advocates, and heroes in the school community. So thank you to all of our paraprofessionals throughout the Oxford community. We are going to have, I had mentioned previously at one of our board meetings, we were going to have 2 in-person, 3 in-person community conversations and 1 virtual for our community members who are unable to travel. So we have set a date for April 26th from 6 to 7. Again, this is a virtual community conversation. Some topics we'll be discussing and sharing. The first is a safety overview and dialogue. So looking at a comprehensive, what are we doing completely across the board to keep students safe? This includes physical safety, psychological safety, virtual safety, what programs and protocols